Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now if you're watching this, it means that our new site has been successfully launched. Yay! That was somewhat sarcastic. We're all kind of freaking out here. Things take time. Good things take time, I believe is the expression. And you know what? We're watching them in the back end kind of tinker around. Everything's happening very slowly. But I'm filming this on Wednesday. It's Thursday if you're watching this. So I hope you like the new layout. And of course, I am always interested in your feedback. So the Pick 5 this week, I thought we would do a theme. You saw the hit or miss theme from the subject line. And this idea basically came to me from a new client who said that he's interested in the loss, but he said lofts. He said they're extremely hit or miss. And I said, yeah, okay, I agree. I mean, what works for some people might not work for others. And he said, no, I just mean every loft is so different. Typical condo apartments aren't like that. You pretty much know what you're getting. People might say a condo apartment is boring, but other than a different stove or maybe an 8-foot versus a 9-foot ceiling, he's like, it's pretty much all the same style. With condos, there's so much variation, it's so hit or miss. All right, I thought, you know what, that's a fun idea. So why don't we take here 5 condos that are all lofts or made to look like lofts, and we're going to look at them and we're going to look kind of at the hit or miss. Now, if you're like me and you're a child of the 80s and you think hit or miss, you would automatically think of what? Take a second. If you haven't got it, you know what? Watch the following advertisement.
Battleship presents Famous Sinkings, September 9th, 1985. Fleet Commander Robbie Grant fires the shot that sinks his brother's destroyer. This glorious moment is remembered as the last time Robbie was allowed in Michael's room. December 22nd, 1985. Playing electronic battleship, Admiral Harold Burns Jr. programs a devastating attack. Dad says,
"You sank my battleship!"
And history is made. Battleship and electronic battleship from Milton Bradley. It's a hit.
Yeah, I know. I made you watch the entire commercial. You know what? Who doesn't remember that? I literally remember it was like yesterday. And this is what's so frustrating about getting old, is it not? It seems like yesterday. So that's right, it's Battleship. It's hit or miss. And I used to cheat at that all the time. How could you not cheat at a game when you're a kid? Seriously, my wife and I went over to see a friend last weekend. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm going to out your kid. My wife was playing cards with his daughter, and I was like, oh, was it fun? And my wife goes, yeah, she just cheated the whole time. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I mean, that's what kids do. I was like, really? All kids? I thought it was just me. I was like, how was she cheating? And Jenna said, she literally was just doing things that made absolutely no sense. The worst part is at 8 years old, she thought that I didn't know. So anyways, I used to cheat at Battleship. Who didn't? Now, this week I thought we'd do that little hit or miss theme with the Battleship. Okay, so let's take a look here at our map, guys. These are our 5 properties. I'll zoom out and you can see, I love when it's sort of right across the city. We're starting out, or not starting, but from the west, we're as far as Kiel, and we're into Leslieville. I'm going to look at different price points too, because I thought that that would, I thought that that would give us a better option set here. So let me take a look first at 47 Lower River Street with you. Now this $399, obviously misleading because this thing isn't going to sell for $399. It's a 464 square foot unit. I don't think they're getting $1,000 a square, but certainly with holding back offers, I can't speak today, this will be well over $400,000. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. This is about as good as you can possibly make a unit look. Whether it's the table, the colors, the fabrics. See, this piece here is absolutely beautiful. This little bike, this throw right here. I was in Realty last week. They want $400 for a throw. What do you even do with a throw? I'll give you one hint. You throw it. I hope that was from Winners. It's perfect. And from there, I mean, the hit or miss theme is kind of all downhill, I guess. I mean, you're buying here an idea. And of course, that, of course, is the miss. When you look at properties that are staged, is that where's your TV go? Who's sitting on this couch and talking to these 2 people here? It's just completely set up like a staged condo, and we all do it though. So now you get into the really artistic photos, and this is where you start to think, okay, I'm being had, right? Beautiful photos, we continue on. Now this is the miss. This is the big miss here. For $399, you know what you're getting. You're basically getting a bachelor. But the issue, and I find this is very common with a lot of my clients who are looking at the very, very low end, is they say, I would rather have my bed out in the open than have this silliness here. This is a double bed. There's no room on this side. There's no room on this side. You have a sliding door that goes across. This is open at the top. So what point does this door serve? It's basically just to be like, hey, I'm super claustrophobic and I want to punish myself. put me in this bed closet. Very cool picture. It's very, very, very well staged. So that's the big miss with this one, guys. Here's a better shot. And again, look at the lamps and look at this beaded headboard. It's a perfect job of staging. But this is what you have to look out for when you're actually the buyer. For sellers, this is fantastic. So the bathroom is not miniaturized. Everything in the condo is, but it's a beautiful bathroom. And then you get into the kitchen where, believe it or not, there's actually room, wait for it, for a 4-person table. So 4-person, okay, keep in mind, this is right against the wall. You're never getting 6, so you can't get 2 people there. But I will say that the hit with this one is that at this price point, yes, you're sleeping in a closet, but you can actually eat at a table. You would expect in 464 square feet, you're eating at your little, IKEA dinner table, i.e. this here, every single night. So the kitchen is in a hallway. That's a bit of a miss. You can see it right there. So, your stove's right next to your washing machine and there's no counter space. And if you're chopping something up right here, you can literally look over your shoulder and see the bathroom. That looks like a Bob Ross painting. I'm not going to lie. I know I talk about Bob Ross too much. Okay, and now here comes the final miss, which is that you are looking at the gardener. So, you know what? What do you want for your money? Sitting in the city of Toronto looking at a brand new condo. Not brand new, actually. It's about 5 years old. But extremely well done for $40,000. That's probably what this thing will go for. Has a nice outdoor space. Again, staged, but these are IKEA deck tiles. They did a really nice job. It's a very quiet street here on River. Okay, I'll take that back. It's a quieter street. I mean, all the traffic that comes down the Bayview Extension would come down there, but believe it or not, it's nothing compared to King Street or Richmond, where everyone coming off of the Gardner shoots out on there, or Queen Street, so I will say it is quiet. Here's the pool, as you can see, and this is, I think, on the same floor. So now we're showing, amenities, photos, gym, etc. So great listing, guys. I think the issue with this one clearly comes down to that bedroom, and that's the big miss for me. So you can see here, they're calling it a bedroom. I mean, it's 5'9" on either side. And so for you, looking at a loft and saying, okay, I'll take a loft, I'm on a budget, make it all open concept, the real hit versus miss here is, will you accept this bedroom closet, or do you want, say, a wider unit where your bed is wide out in the open and everyone can see it? But do you really care about what everyone sees when it's your home? Okay, let's move on to the next one. That was fun. So we'll take a look next at 549 King Street East, Unit 401. So this one is bigger and really just down the block from the one that we just saw. So I'll show you where 47 Lower River was. It's down here. As I mentioned, Bayview Extension loops around. I remember, oh boy, this is going back a ways. I was 16 years old. Remember, for you guys who've been driving a long time, you used to fly down here, and it was literally like a 90-degree right angle with no stop sign. The very first time I went down here in 1997, when I had my driver's license, I flew right into here. It was just the dumbest thing ever. I'd never driven down there. We were going to a golf club, and a friend of mine said, you got to take it easy around this corner, and I flew right off the end of the road. Thankfully, they've smoothed that out, and they've actually closed the section. Remember, you used to go up here, underneath where the Humane Society is, and you'd come out around here. Anyway, so now you walk, or you drive around, and you come up River Street. River Street merges with King. There's a little CrossFit bar here. This way you get your knives sharpened. I know the area pretty well. So 549 King is just a little bit further down the street. 549 King is part of the Corktown District Lofts, I believe they call it. Corktown, yes. It's by streetcar developments. So you've got 510 King, 569 King, and then 52 Sumac, which is right here. Okay, enough. So we've got Unit 401. We'll take a look at the specs here. 1 bed, 1 bath. It has a parking space, which really drives the price in this one. So for some of you guys, and I say increasingly my clients, do not want parking in a 1-bedroom, that's going to drive the price. Now, offers are, you can see here, offers Wednesday, July 18th at 5:30 p.m. So we've got a unit here that's $1,000 a square foot and holding back offers. Now let's take a look at the layout, because right off the bat in this unit, and you think loft, I want high ceilings, I want concrete floors, I want open concept, the very first picture tells you what the big miss is. There it is. Your TV is above your fridge and it's mounted. So here's the issue, right? Is that you've got glass here, which is great, and you've got a tree here, which is amazing, and you've got an outdoor space, fantastic. You've got a barbecue, illegal, that's great. And then you've got windows here, so what do? You have a desk here, and this is your dining area. Are you going to put your TV up here? Are you going to sit on this couch and stare at the TV on the ceiling? Your other option is to put the TV in front of here, get rid of the desk area. And I think for a lot of people that are trying to maximize the space, this could work. But for a lot of other people looking at this and saying, am I paying $600,000 to have no dining space when the place I just showed you for 400 and change has a dining space? I'm going to eat here every single night. My couch, this section here, literally, if you look equidistant, my couch, my legs are almost touching my kitchen island, and I'm staring at the TV on the ceiling. And I think the layout here is kind of the miss. So yes, you have a real bedroom, and you've got another desk in here, so personally I don't know why they've got that mounted TV, but it's just a little bit snug. This is cool, don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here, I'm looking out the window, I'm motivated, that's great, but this layout is not conducive for, oh, they got the coffee maker shot in the front. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. This layout is just not conducive for the person that, you know, really wants to live in the space and not just make it look good. And that's my 2 cents, at least for what it's worth. This here, this just rubs me the wrong way. If I'm a buyer, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's too small. Now, if you've got experience, you know that it's not. Okay, David, this is very simple. Just change the flow of this. You can put a TV here if you wanted to. You can move this, whether this is on wheels or not. You know, I mean, even if it's bolted to the floor, move that over. You can get rid of it if you wanted to. There's so many things that you can do. The issue is, for my clientele, a lot of people at least looking at photos online, and hopefully they'll email me with questions, this unit with the TV sitting here up on the ceiling, it just feels too small, right? It's like when we stage properties, and I tell my clients, don't have stuff on the floor in the closets. That just screams, I don't have enough storage space. You have these mental cues. There's a ton of stuff on the floor, no closet space. By the same token, the TV's on the ceiling, there's no living space. So that's the rub on this one, guys. I never love these photos. Very artistic looking, you know. That looks like a pretty big bed. It looks like a queen to me. So there's another built-in desk. Again, I just wondered why they needed 2 desks in there. So you got a nice little outdoor space. You've got a decent view. I like the fact that you're looking at a tree, barbecue. These are all the hits, right? These are all of the hits. Oh, this is that awkward little street. What's it called? Ashby? Is it called Ashby Place? Percy Street. I'm kidding, I actually looked it up. Did you see that cut there? I was like, what is this called? It's called Percy Street. So very cool little street. These are, I don't know, 120, 130-year-old little houses. The street itself is one of those interesting ones where I think they don't subscribe to certain city services. So anyways, keep that in mind. That's where you would enter the parking garage to go down into this building. So here's a shot of the amenities. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. And that's it. Okay. I will say, though, the amenities, don't forget, this is 549 King. The amenities are actually in the sister building. So they're actually at 510 King Street. Now, they all have their own rooftop, but I believe that some of those, which were just shown, are actually from the other building. I'd probably do the same thing. Okay, so that's a rub with that one, guys. I just think it's a matter of layout, and I think that it doesn't show the space as well. So let's move on to 456 College. Now, this is a very, very interesting building. This is called the Channel Club, and it's a building that not a lot of people know about. So we'll take a look. It's literally at the corner of College and Bathurst. Okay, there you go. So this is like loft-ish because it's a conversion, but you wouldn't think it's a loft. And it's a great location. The issues here are notably that, you know, this thing is old. What else can you say? Is that really a miss? Is that really, I'm going B9 miss. What a ridiculous game. It's luck, just like every other game out there. Okay, so this is 89 units in total, and it was built in, I believe, 1990. So that's the rub, right? 1990, a lot of people don't like old stuff. Now, there's also this. The maintenance fees are high. They're 81, 82 cents, but you don't get heat, you don't get hydro, you don't get central air, and a lot of these units used to have some electric baseboard heat. So see here, it says that it doesn't. I would really want to double check. So that's kind of the issue here, and some of the units as well don't have their own laundry. Now, I believe this one does, but just like you would see at the Summit, 705, 701, 725 King Street, a lot of those units don't have laundry. So that's kind of the rub. The hit here is this unbelievable terrace, and as you can see, there's a clear view. So it's so tough to evaluate some of these places. Like, you've got a CN Tower view here. The photos suck, by the way. Don't even get me started. And then this looks ugly as hell. Terrible photos, no staging, etc. But, you know, the hit here is that terrace and the location. The miss, as I said, is the age of the building, the maintenance fees, the type of heat, and then the fact that, you know, you've got to renovate this thing. But that's, well, this is pretty bad. And the glass block just reeks of somebody, what, looking in on you? Like Spider-Man happened to be looking through your window. So great room sizes here. ugly old ass kitchen. I don't really know what the professional literal term would be, ugly old ass kitchen. But yeah, I mean, look, the tile's pretty bad and the cabinets aren't great and it's got fluorescent lighting. And so that's really the miss here, guys. See, I'm willing to bet that this was put in. See this washer dryer? This was probably like a little utility closet and they put the washer dryer in there. So if you are looking in this building, and again, today I'm showing you both the units but also the buildings, be aware of the laundry situation, ask about the heating and cooling situation, look into the maintenance fees, and then if you do have electric heat, I mean, it can be very, very expensive. So if you were to look all in at what maintenance fees plus utilities cost, this thing could be $1.20 a square foot. I'm not saying that. God, I sound like Trump. You know, some people would say that it's treason. Really? Who said that? You mean you said that just now, but didn't want to say you think it's treason? So you said some people? I don't like Donald Trump. Who does? Anyway, so, right. Some of these units might be things you want to look into in terms of the overall cost of the utilities. So again, we're going through here and you can see, oh, look there, I was right, baseboard heat, I was right, baseboard heat. That's my move. Yeah, as a 37-year-old married white dad, this is the move. This is how we dance. This is how we dance. I've noticed with a kid, when they're upset, they'll smile if you just dance anything. You're like, do you want to go put clothes on? And they're screaming no. And then you pick them up and be like, do you want to go put clothes on? And all of a sudden they're like, this is awesome. Okay, you totally fooled me into doing this. Electric baseboard heat. Okay, they're laughing at me. So let's go through the rest of these here. So the layout's great, right? That's not the issue. The issue, of course, this is the balcony off the front. What are we growing here? What are we growing? A little herb? I'm not sure. That's going to be a problem as we move forward. So another great, this literally looks like a photograph that someone printed from like Eddie Black's and then took another photo of with a digital camera later on. You can see I don't love this listing. And scene, back to the beginning. Okay, so hit or miss? Absolutely. We didn't even touch on the price, $839. It's not bad, you know. I mean, it would be better if it was $750, but price per square foot. You have that massive terrace, which is not included in the square footage here, which is about 1,000. So overall, yeah, if you want that location, you want outdoor space, and you don't want to pay, my God, what are things going for? You just saw 1,000 plus a square foot. This would be the ticket. Okay, let's move on. Which one's next? Yes, okay, Sunnyside. So Sunnyside, 384 Sunnyside, one of the coolest buildings in the city. Now, you're looking at this, and you're saying, wait a minute. You said we were going to look at a building. This is clearly a church. No, it's not. It's a condo. I guess the church and business is not what it used to be. A lot of Toronto condos have in fact been converted into churches. No, I said that backwards. Can you imagine if condos were converted into churches? Churches have been converted into condos. Now this building right off the bat is hit or miss because I'm going to tell you a story here. It's not unlike me to go off on tangents. I have a client who's an investor and I saw a unit that came up for sale here and I said, we've got to go see this. He said, I want to buy something, unlike investors looking for cash flow, I want to buy a loft that's going to be really cool, really popular, and I want to keep it for 15 years. So I found the unit that has this, right? This in the very top. That's so cool. That's so unique. First of all, there's only a handful of units in here. I think there's 20. And you're the only one that has the tower. So cool. But we went in there, and the first thing we saw when we walked in is like a 15-year-old that's at home from school. And it's like, oh, are you guys here to see the condo? Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. I live with my dad, right? It was weird enough. Then we kind of walked throughout and we realized the layout sucks and the slopes from the roof basically just kill your square footage. Talk about cubic footage, right? If you had an 8x10 room, but the walls are slanted like this, you don't have 80 square feet. The TV was out from the wall 6 feet because you've got all that slanted, wasted space. Long story short, we went up into that tower. There's no air conditioning, and it was last summer. And you know what's up there? The dog's bathroom. So picture this, folks. We're up in the top tower. There's no air conditioning. The sun is beating right through like stained glass windows, and it's literally just like wafting, like if you were to, I don't know, take dog crap and put it in a microwave and then blow it with a fan. And my client said, yeah, no, I think this is a pass for me. And that was my last experience in this building. So suffice it to say, the building is hit or miss. I will tell you this, some of the most beautiful condos I've ever seen have been in this building, but also some of the weirdest and worst ones. This one, you guys decide. We're at $999 for 1,223 square feet, which right off the bat is phenomenal value. and a 250 square foot balcony. 2+1 and 2 bath. Let's take a look. See, that was where I went. It was brutal. It's just dog everywhere. Okay, so this you might think is a little reddish. I would agree. I don't really like the color red for the kitchen, and that is because I had those awful red floors in my condo, which some of you might have seen. So we're looking in this unit for the original character and charm. We're looking for brick and beam. And so far we see some sort of, fake brick backsplash. We see an 8-foot ceiling. Could actually be 7 or 7.5. And we're looking at this so far and we're saying, I don't get it. Am I in this church loft? Just wait for it. Here we see our first piece of an original church. We've got a nice beam, which is very cool. And here you start to see some of the beauty that's in these units, but you also start to see, potential for trouble, I guess you could say. I mean, what's in this room? There's no window, for one thing, right? You would want a window in your bedroom, but you're running at the mercy of a conversion. This was not made to be residential, so you have to kind of work within the entire building and fix it up and split it up and divide it into units as best you can. So here you start to see, again, open concept. This kind of reminds me of the one I saw last time. Actually, it's very similar. And then you've got this here. These are like two weird little doors. I haven't been in this one, but I'm just guessing. And they open up to like another bizarre little closet. Everything's just very nook and cranny-ish. So here's the main floor, which I gotta say is pretty cool. You've got an outdoor space, which is nice. I hate the green grass because it's just the fake grass. It makes me think that a dog's gonna pee there. You've got a very steep staircase, which doesn't have a railing. I really sound like a dad now. Okay, so let's get a sense of the living space. Here's the couch. That's kind of neat, right? It looks like stained glass. It's not. They're mirrors. You can see the staircase here. So my concern is, where's the TV? So let's just go back. Are you with me here? There's no floor plan, so I really got to kind of show you. Here's the couch, and here's the TV. So it's a very awkward layout whereby you've got a staircase in the way, and the staircase walks down to the TV, and the TV is almost in another room than the couch that's supposed to look at it. There's a better shot. You see what I mean? This is where we get to hit or miss. I feel so justified. I was doing this pick 5 and I was thinking, David, is this like every other pick 5 where you just point out pros and cons, except you turn pros and cons into hit or miss, and for some reason decided to talk about Battleship? No, we're hit or miss. Beautiful brick, beautiful beams, rare offering, great location, but kind of hit or miss. And for me, this just kills it. You can pay $1 million and you can't see your TV from your couch. So again, here you see the bedroom. It's beautiful. Beams, brick, really awesome stuff. Walk-in closet, master bathroom. But again, where's our window? Okay. And I also really never cared for, just the reddish. I don't know. There's a better style out there. There's a better style. They could have fused together super modern with the glass railings and then original character and charm. This feels like a railing and a color of wood that should be in a subdivision in Woodbridge. Like on the way to Canada's Wonderland or something. Pull off here. I'm going to go to an open house. I haven't been to Canada's Wonderland in a long time. And I'm willing to bet I don't go ever again until, wait for it, I go with my kids. I never cared for it. The stand-up roller coaster, why am I doing this? My head is rattling around in between the bars. This is the worst idea I've ever had. I get off, I have a headache, I feel like crap. Oh, you want to go on the Dragonfire? It's the last time I was there. Literally, I don't even remember. 03. I went with a girlfriend in 03. Okay, cool. She dumped me, so stop talking. Yeah, I cried. Stop talking for several days. Okay, so rainforest shower head. Pretty cheap cabinet, I gotta say. And we're almost done this one. Yeah, so the layout sucks. I don't know what else to say. So hit or miss. Look, I love this building. I think this unit had potential past tense. It's just not for me. I gotta be honest. My voice went up. Okay. Last but not least, guys, we have 245 Carla. And you know where this one is. It's right in the middle of Leslieville. So 245 Carla is in this sort of loft district. You have the printing factory, 201 Carla, which I infamously wrote about on my blog when they took out a massive loan from the Laurentian Bank at 6% interest to pay for repairs because they were suing the developer and they thought they were going to win. And because there was no tear-on warranty, they had to do it. And then CMHC and Genworth and Canada Guarantee all blacklisted the building and people couldn't buy and get mortgage insurance. It's true. So there. Then you have 233 Carla, which is the Garment Factory Lofts, and 245 Carla, which is a Wrigley factory. You also have over here a very cool building. You can see the shape of it. 55 Colgate, which I think is only a handful of units, and then 88 Colgate, which is here. There's also a really hard loft over here. It's called the I Zone. It's literally a live-work loft. And then up here you have, I think it's called the Works Loft with an X. Don't quote me on that. So, the Wrigley Lofts, absolutely beautiful, and it's hit or miss. I'll show you why. $999, 1 bed plus den, 1 bath. No outdoor space. A lot of people think that if you're going to buy a loft, you're going to have a terrace. Actually not true. When you think about it, you have less of a chance of having outdoor space with a loft because why? It's a conversion. So when you have a big warehouse that was used to, I don't know, make munitions for the war, people weren't thinking about barbecuing on their balcony. Now this also doesn't have a parking space, which for me personally at $1 million is a real rub. We'll get to the photos and I'll really start to show you the hit or misses. So see this here, guys? This has two names. This is called a fluted column, or it's called a mushroom pillar. You can use whichever one you like. This is very loft-like. The fact that, you know, everyone that owns a loft obviously plays guitar, and they also ride bikes. But they don't just ride bikes, they have innovative storage solutions for them. So it's starting to feel very loft-like, and then you look at the big picture and you see, yes, this is what you look for in a loft. This is what you would think of if you were watching like $1 Million Listing in New York, except they always seem to be really, really nice, and like $8 million. So the hits, guys, would be the following. Massive picture window, huge 13-foot ceilings, and in this room particularly, the misses would be the massive picture windows and the massive 13-foot ceilings. See what I did there? It's the same thing. So the heat in here, you can see, is radiant. So it's not the most efficient, but some people prefer it. You pay your own heat and hydro. So 13-foot ceilings with these old windows. And now it's really cool that they kept the original windows, but it's also tough because these windows are not exactly energy efficient. So I've got a client in the building and has said the bills are just obscene. Now don't quote me on it because everyone's different, and I think I did a pick 5 on this years ago and I said the same thing. Somebody randomly emailed me and threatened me and was like, you can't be saying that, you're devaluing my investment, my bills aren't that much, blah blah blah. But if you've got 13-foot ceilings and you've got old windows, I don't know, put the math together. Put 2 and 2 together or do the math. I combined both of those sayings, I'm not gonna lie. So you can see here you have a beautiful kitchen that is open concept, which is open concept. This is kind of funny to me. Think about how tall a fridge is and look how much room there is here. You put another fridge and a half on top of it. So is this worth $1 million, right? That's what you're gonna have to decide. And I think that's the tough part about selling in this building. No outdoor space and no parking. So you can go upstairs. Oh, you've also got the framed comics. That's very loft-like. That's a bad picture. That's a bad backsplash and a bad picture. Look at this. It's so overexposed. This is terrible. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, go upstairs already. So you go upstairs, and there. You've got another miss, in my opinion, which is that you have a much lower ceiling. So keep in mind, a 13-foot ceiling, and underneath the platform, which is here, you've probably got 7 feet. And up here, you've got 6.5. Don't quote me on it. It could be a 14-foot ceiling, 7 and 7, but you get the idea. So here's another fluted column. But, with the benefit of having those 13, 14-foot ceilings in the main floor is that you're going to have very small ceilings here. So it does feel a little bit cramped. And then you've basically got no window. Out this way, right, keep in mind, I can't really show you, but out this way, you've got natural light. It's just to have no window here, and you're basically splitting a level. And you see this a lot, say, at 637 Lakeshore, right, at the tip-top lofts, where you've got 14-foot ceilings, and then some of the people have just split it right down the middle on their own and put like kind of a half floor. Or at the Kensington lofts, I had a buddy that literally slept above the bathroom. It was like walk up a ladder to my platform bed. So that would be the miss on this. And then over here, I mean, this isn't wasted space. You can make it whatever you want. Have a home office here. Have a huge walk-in closet if this isn't enough. So I think there are some benefits to that. So that's basically the unit. We'll look at the rest of the photos, right? Home office, as I said. Bathroom. No flies on this whatsoever. I don't love this, all this copper piping going back and forth. It's a little too raw for me. Here's your washer dryer, and you have a slop sink. So this is what I meant by the ceiling height. I just don't love that you kind of walk in here and washer dryer out in the open, slop sink. You have a mechanical room here, and then you walk into your nice big beautiful open concept loft. So there you go. It's just very sterile. It feels like I'm going down to the janitor's room and asking Mr. Boast if I can borrow a mop. That was the name of our janitor at Besbro, Mr. Boast. So here you can see again, this is where you enter through. It's just the worst entrance I've ever seen. You really want to enter through your laundry room with it's not, I was going to say a stick down floor. No, it could be actual tile. So there you go, guys. So that's that one, and that is the pick 5. So hit or miss, I didn't pick anything that I absolutely loved because the point was to try to go through the hits or miss. So as I said, Carla, you've got a lot of variation between the units. You've got some of the floors that are 6-7 feet high ceilings because you're splitting levels. I hate that entranceway. And then you've got old windows, you've got no outdoor space. Sunnyside is a beautiful building, the very definition of battleship, hit or miss, because the units are all so different. College Street, it's just old. Some people like old, some people don't. King Street, that TV just killed me. The TV mounted up above the fridge. I literally cannot picture watching TV above my fridge. And Lower River, you are sleeping in a closet. So that's it for this week, guys, for Pick 5. Holy cow, I think that went really long. But thanks for watching, and thanks for looking at the new site. Any feedback, as I said at the onset, I would really, really welcome it. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.